What's going on, everybody? Tyler Croft here with TAC Fitness, and it is time for Movement Mondays! This week on Movement Mondays, it's all for the gym bros. The bench press, the gym bros' favorite lift. All joking aside, the bench press is an awesome exercise for your upper body. It hits your pecs and it hits your triceps, and it can destroy them if you know how to do it properly. It's also important to know how to do it properly so that you don't try to eat a barbell for lunch. So like I said, yes, the bench press can destroy your pecs and it can destroy your triceps if you know how to do it properly and you know how to use those muscles in it. So that's one benefit, and the other benefit is maybe it can help you if a vending machine falls on top of you. The thing is, like, bench press is very sport specific, and by sport specific I mainly mean powerlifting. It's pretty much the only sport where your bench press is actually tested, and where having a heavy bench press is definitely a big benefit. So now that the intro is set aside, let's get into actually setting up for the bench press and doing the movement. All right, to start out, obviously you need to have a bench. So you're gonna lay flat on the bench, you're gonna retract your shoulder blades and create a slight arch in your lower back. Now, once you've created that arch, I want you to grab a hold of the bar, probably around a medium grip, lift your glutes and press your feet into the ground. Now, a little side note, when I say press your feet into the ground, I don't mean directly straight down. You want to think of it kind of like a leg extension, right? You want to press down and forward. And what this is going to do is lock your lower body into place. Maybe it helps with force production a little bit later on in the lift, but we're not talking about that quite yet. We're just trying to look for some lower body stability so that you're not moving around all over the place. And if you're having trouble actually setting your back on a bench press, you can use this forward pushing position with your feet to kind of help set your upper back. So you would lift your glutes, or while your glutes are lifted, you would take that time to actually like jam your traps and your rear delts directly into the bench. You have to remember that on a bench press, there are only 3 points of contact. You have your feet touching the ground, you have your glutes on the bench, and you have your upper back on the bench. If one of those is off or one of them is moving around and isn't very stable, you are in for a long ride, my friend. And keep in mind, when you're doing this, you are literally trying to just wedge yourself between the bar and the bench. It's at this time where I actually want you to think about taking that bar and bending it like a horseshoe. Now, obviously it's a steel bar, it's not going to bend, but the intention behind it is what matters. That's going to help create some tension in your shoulders, help kind of lock your shoulders in place, as well as creating some necessary torque. Now, once you feel like your back is actually in a pretty good position and you feel stable, you feel strong, this is the time when we're going to be unracking the bar. This method of unracking the bar is to be used whenever you don't have a training partner or you don't have somebody that's giving you a lift off. But what you want to do is, while your glutes are still raised, you're going to think about doing a lat pullover and literally just pulling the bar into place. You're not trying to lift the bar and put it in place. You're pulling the bar to put it in place. Now, once the bar is in place and it's stable and things aren't moving around, that's when you're going to slowly bring your glutes down and have them make contact with the bench. Like I said, if you have a training partner or you have a coach or something like that, that step doesn't necessarily have to be followed. You go ahead and put your glutes down, you get everything set, and they will lift the weight off to you. Now, once everything is set, the bar is stable, there's no unnecessary movement, you're going to start lowering the bar. And I want you to lower your elbows at about a 45-degree angle and bring the bar to your sternum. Now, when you're actually bringing the weight down, I don't want you to think about just letting the bar come down slowly. I want you to think about actually rowing the bar to you. This is going to help create some tension in your lats and further stabilize you more throughout the movement. Now, of course, for the namesake, the press. Now, once you initiate the pressing, I don't want you to actually think about pressing the bar up and away from you. I'd rather you think about pushing your back into the bench and trying to push the bench away from you. This is the same concept as pushing the world away on a deadlift as opposed to just lifting the bar. So now, if you followed all of these steps correctly, you should then be finishing up with the bar somewhere around your eyes or nose area. And congratulations, my friend, you have just done a bench press. At this point, you can either re-rack the bar or you can go in for more reps. Now, I do have to make a side note on breathing. This is also going to be a topic of a later video this week, but anytime that you're breathing during a lift, you want to be breathing when you are under as little tension as possible or as little load as possible. So with that in mind, you definitely don't want to be breathing while the weight is coming down or while the weight is at your sternum. You either want to get your breath before you unrack or get your breath once your triceps are locked out or your arms are locked out. And you're kind of in between reps. That's when I would take another breath and go ahead and go in for another rep. Definitely don't want to be breathing while the weight is moving. And to finish up this video, we're just going to be talking about grip spacing. Using a super wide grip on a bench press can put a little bit of unnecessary strain on your shoulder. However, if it's done safely with reasonable weight, it can definitely blow up your pecs. Using a mid grip, in my opinion, you're kind of using a combination, equal parts of your chest as well as your tricep to press the weight up. So it's definitely a more well-rounded grip. And to finish off, of course, you have close grip, which is going to be tricep dominant and is honestly the king of all tricep exercises, in my opinion. I've never had any exercise really hit my triceps better than a close grip bench press. So that's the video, guys. I hope it helps. I hope you can take something away from this video and apply it and get some awesome results. That's exactly what these Movement Mondays are designed to do. If you have any other suggestions for future exercises that you want me to cover on Movement Mondays, definitely comment them down below. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe. That definitely will help me as far as trying to build this channel up. I want to try and help as many people as possible. Of course, I also do need to try and make some sort of an income. So I'm trying to build this up so that I can have the best of both worlds. We'll see if it happens, we'll see if it doesn't, but at least it gives me something to do. And of course, if you guys are interested in any personal training, coaching, personalized programming, anything like that, you can find me at TAC Fitness on Facebook, or you can send me an email at tacfitness@yahoo.com. I check messages on those daily, so it will not take me very much time to get back in contact with you. So until the next video, guys, go out, do something awesome, and I will see you then.